course, we at Hey You Guys just adore the whole Die Hard franchise. I'm assuming you must have been a huge fan growing up yourself.
Yeah, I was. I wasn't. I must admit, it wasn't something I was necessarily crazy about. I mean, I don't remember being a mad Die Hard fan. It's but they were, you know, films that kind of, I guess everyone can kind of enjoy on some level, and definitely remember seeing them growing up. I came to them quite late. The early ones were, I was a little young to get in the cinema for them, but look, great movies, and kind of it's no wonder that they've stood the test of time, and we're still making them.
And if you could go back to yourself as a youngster and say, oh, one day you're going to be in one of these Die Hard films starring alongside Bruce Willis, would you believe yourself?
Definitely not. No, I mean, it's not something I ever expected, so it's certainly an honour and a privilege.
And what's Bruce like to work alongside? Oh,
he's great, man. Bruce is, you know, he's a veteran. He's been doing this for decades, and just such a pro, has such a kind of a cool, calm kind of confidence with it all. And it was, you know, admirable to watch and inspiring, and yeah, it was just, you know, a lot of fun as well.
And for someone who is still sort of quite up and coming and got some huge films coming out, did you sort of look to learn from him at all? Did you ask him for any tips, or did you kind of just take it all in?
Yeah, I just kind of try and, you know, be like a sponge in a sense, and absorb whatever I can whenever I can. I mean, working with other actors, you know, you'll share stories or get advice here and there or whatever, but yeah, there was a kind of balance on this. I mean, Bruce certainly didn't grab me and pull me aside and say, this is how you got to be a McClane. There was a lot of trust placed there, and I was able to just kind of rely on my instincts and preparation and get on with the job, I guess.
So tell us about your role, Jack McClane, within the movie.
So Jack, son of John, obviously, and we haven't caught up with him for some time. We meet Jack in this particular installment in Moscow. John's gone there to seemingly help the situation and see if he can bail him out of some trouble. What he doesn't realise is that Jack's actually working for the CIA and is part of an elaborate sting to rescue you know, some Russian government officials and stop some really bad guys getting into power. So certainly doesn't expect to see John, and it's somewhat disastrous when he shows up uninvited.
And the character speaks good Russian. Is that something that you knew before? Did you have to learn it in
No, I didn't know any before, and I had to learn, and it was that was the toughest part of the process for me, without a doubt. I mean, you know, there's a big physical side to this thing, a lot of technical elements, and all of that was kind of easy in comparison to having to learn the Russian. And the tricky part was I couldn't kind of get away with sounding like a tourist or someone that just knew a little. It had to be an authentic feel. So not only within the language, I had to find the right dialect as well, and that required a lot of work. It was tough.
And do you think it's fair to say this is arguably the most action-packed Die Hard movie yet, because it's pretty relentless, I suppose?
Yeah, it's pretty relentless. I mean, I don't know if it's the most action-packed. It's certainly action-heavy. I don't know how you compare it. I mean, I think all the films are different in that sense, and what we're up against. But yeah, John Moore has gone to town with this, and audience is certainly going to be on the edge of their seats.
And when you're filming, and obviously there's loads of car chases and explosions and stuff, do you get a feel for what it's going to look like, or are you sort of taken aback and surprised as the audience are?
I am somewhat, yeah, and I'm kind of amazed, and it's great. I love that point in the process when you see those big chunky sequences cut together and kind of all patched up, and it's amazing, because you lose track of that. You lose sight of how the kind of big picture might work out, and maybe that's due to my inexperience or whatever, but you know, I just thought it was amazing what they did with the stuff, and when you're shooting so out of sequence and across such a long period of time, to kind of blend these pieces together so seamlessly was yeah, really well done.
And obviously the sixth looks like it's going to happen. Is that something you're going to be involved in or hope to be involved in?
I mean, who knows, man? I mean, it's just one of those things. They never made a Die Hard film before with you know, too much kind of planning or thought going into the one that was going to follow that. So I don't expect the situation's any different here. I mean, I think the media have had fun with this whole passing of the torch thing, and it's a flattering concept. You know, if I got the call to come and reprise the role, I'd be stoked. I'd obviously oblige and enjoy it just as much as I did this time, but we'll have to wait and see.
Of course, you have got I, Frankenstein and Felony coming out this year. I mean, it's a huge year for you. Have you kind of adjusted to this kind of new lifestyle, because you're becoming one of the biggest kind of action heroes in the world?
Well, I don't know about that, but Look, look at all. It's all pretty fresh to me, and I'm just, I'm kind of just making the most of it and trying to work hard and enjoy myself through the process. And I am excited about those films. I just wrapped on Felony, as you mentioned, down in Australia, and really pumped about that. You know, you say the kind of action hero thing, and that for me was really refreshing because it was a bit of a departure from that. And I'm certainly happy to have had this this momentum build up with some action heavy projects, but you know, I don't necessarily you know, want to box myself into that, so to speak. But yeah, man, I'm just having fun.
Thank you so much.
All right, cheers. Thank you.